Hey Unicorns, it's Ellie. So, today is October the 9th. Yeah, it's October the 9th. It's a Friday. I just left from one real estate meeting and now I'm here. Um, I'm in Memphis, so a lot of people know, like, I'm popular. It's a lot of major stuff. So, I'm unpopular. I'm about to go into another meeting concerning real estate. It's 2:37. I gotta go in at 3. And so I'm just gonna make this video in the meantime. So pretty much uh as of right now, I feel like it's a lot of big things happening for a lot of people, and it's like being an entrepreneur, it's very, very apparent for entrepreneurs, and you're able to see a lot of things going on. So it's like, on one hand, you have the unfortunate fact that a lot of people have lost their businesses and everything, but on the other hand, you're able to see like how other people have been extremely prosperous in the year 2020. And if anything, the whole situation has helped their business instead of hinder it. And so it's like, you get your good and your bad with every situation. But also on a not business aspect of it, a lot of people are coming to grips with how reality is and how the government works, how like finances work, how the universe works. And so people are getting in tune spiritually with themselves. They're like understanding how pretty much we lived in a fake world for a while, and it's like, literally it's not fake. Like, 3D, we're able to feel everything, but in the truth, everything is in the 5D. Well, it's in the 5D first, then it comes to 3D. 3D is the manifestation of whatever is in the 5D. And so if you're not completely sure about that, it's like, if you are Christian and you know that prayer, as it is in heaven, literally, as it is in heaven, so is this on earth. But it's just in a different translation than what we're able to understand. So, like, a situation might be happening on earth, but a different form of it is happening in heaven as well. So, yeah, that's just for different terminology if you're not familiar with, like, the more scientific terms, 3D and 5D. The reason that 4D is skipped is because that is the realm of, like, time and space. And it's not that it doesn't exist. It kind of is an illusion, because like you can use time to your advantage, but it can also be a disadvantage. Sometimes it just depends on the situation. But as of right now in 2020, time is working in the advantage of a lot of people. And so if you've heard of like the Great Awakening happening, a lot of people are like waking up to the system and how everything had been going for a while, and it's just kind of like, oh, it's hit everybody kind of hard. Not necessarily hard, but like it hit them, and they were able to actually wake up, or at least observe what's happening. And there's the thing. So if you're familiar with like us being in the Matrix, it's like it's that split happening where you're able to see that some people are like stuck in the way things used to be, and they won't really like accept that they need to get a grip on their own life and change things for themselves. Then you have people who are in the other side of the matrix, where they are controlling, not necessarily controlling, but they're creating their own reality. They're doing things on their own, and they are able to figure out and maneuver through the 3D without needing someone else to tell them what to do. Because that was like what a lot of people were doing when COVID hit and all that stuff. And it was like, where's our next stimulus check? And like, what about my benefits here and there? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, like, if you're in a position where you did need a stimulus check or you needed unemployment and all that stuff, I'm the last person to judge, being a person who was on government assistance myself. So it's like, the thing is, you really can't depend on it. And I remember, I forgot, I don't know if Biden had touched on the subject, but I know that Trump has said that he wasn't even going to talk about the stimulus program unless he's reelected. And so, no one would even get anything until after November or during November, if that was the case for him to get reelected. And Biden, I don't even think he's talked about it. So I don't even know if people would even get another stimulus check if he was to win the presidency. But we'll see at that time. I don't know when this video is going to come out, or when I'm going to, let this video be. But it might be after the election. I'm not sure. I really don't know. But it's just really interesting. And like, sometimes I'll look at life, I'll be like, yeah, this sucks. Like, I'm in my 20s and like all this stuff's going on. No one else had to deal with this in their 20s, bruh. Everybody else got to enjoy their 20s, and it's like, at the same time, my life's been really, really good this year. Last year, is when like 2019 was probably the worst year of my life. And so when 2020 happened, it didn't feel the same as it did for a lot of other people, because I'm like, I already hit rock bottom. I already went through the worst of the worst. So like, anything else that happens this year can never compare to what happened last year. And that's pretty much held true for the entire year. And so when a lot of stuff happened, it was just kind of like, okay, I'm acknowledging the situation and I'm not going to let it affect my vibration in total. But I will, like, have empathy, show sympathy, depending on who was affected, all this stuff. I'll know, how to go through the motions pretty much, but I won't stay down because of any situation that happened. Because I have been so down already that I can't get kicked lower than what I was before. And so that's like the beauty of having a crappy year last year, to where 2020 didn't affect me the way it did other people. But at the same time, our lives can't be normal. Like, me carrying this around is already weird. That's already weird. That's weird. When ever in history did everybody, did we have like a pandemic and then like we all had to wear medical gear? It's never happened before. And then the fact that like we got to wear a mask, and the test itself, you got to go all the way up your nose. And it's like, okay, if it's dangerous enough to pass by breathing to the point where we need to cover our own breathing, why can't the test be like that too? Like, I saw a news article and it said that a lady, the nurse that put the swab up her nose so far that it hit some of her brain nerves or whatever, and then brain fluid started coming out of her nose. And I was like, and then what if she tests negative? All that was unnecessary. Like, you don't know what type of long-term effects that could have on a person. That just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make logical sense to me. Like, this is the thing. My brother has a whole medical degree. My sister is also in college in the medical profession. I think she's going into general health though. So it's like, I'm not completely like ignorant to how the medical profession works. My mom raised all of us wanting all of us to be doctors. I didn't want to be a doctor though, because I can't. The closest I got to wanting to be a doctor is being a psychologist, and even then, like, I can't do it. But so it's like, I know enough to know when something doesn't make sense. And that's this situation. It doesn't make 100% logical sense. And the biggest issue that I had with what a lot of people were saying when they would talk about it in YouTube videos, on the news, on different media sources and all of that, it was like, when we discussed the pandemic, it'd be like, well, yeah, it's an election year. And I'm like, man, the fact that it's an election year shouldn't even be a factor in everyone's health concerns. But the fact that it is a factor lets you know what's up. That lets you know what's up. I don't know if everybody peeped game, but the fact that it's an election year, that coming up in conversations about a pandemic, that lets you know what's up. A lot of this stuff is very political. The reaction and everything, very, very political. not even to talk about the stuff that went behind closed doors when the whole stimulus thing happened. It's like, I don't know, man. The stuff that they put on the news is very fear-mongering. I guarantee you, if they went one day without reporting the new COVID numbers, like, I understand having it, like, at the bottom of the news screen, and you just, like, run by it, you'll read, scan over it or whatever. But I guarantee you, if there isn't a person holding a microphone, talking about the coronavirus, a lot of people's, how would I say this, their moods would raise and their vibrations, fear would go down if they did this for a whole day, an entire 24 hours on every newscast and everything. If they stopped talking about coronavirus for an entire day, everybody would feel better. Everybody would feel better. Because it's like when you keep talking about something, it makes it more and more and more real. Not to say that it isn't real or anything. It's just the fact that it's like, okay, we get it. At this point, all we need to know is what the numbers are. And then even then, they said that a lot of the numbers were untrue anyway. So it's like, what are we supposed to believe at this point? This is what I'm talking about as far as being in the Matrix. So it's like, you take care of your health, take care of yourself, take care of you and your family. Y'all do what y'all do, and you really can't even worry about what a lot of other people are doing. Honestly, at this point, because it's like, I'm getting my garden and stuff back together. They're talking about food shortages. My mom has been doing a lot of canning and preserving food. And this is just stuff that we're used to doing. But I made it a point to share that message with a lot of people, or I try my best to share the message with a lot of people. And it's like, those people could take heed if they want to, or they could ignore me if they want to. I prefer they listen, but you know how people are. So, I just wanted to talk to you guys and say welcome to the new world. This is it. This really is it. This is where we're at now. It's not going back to how things were before. I don't know if these little buggers are going to stay around long after the election, or if all that's going to go away and it's no longer a political issue. So, I mean, we'll see. But drop down in the comments, what your plans are for everything. Because I know I'm going off the grid. I'm not going to be, I can't say I'm not going to be on the internet that much anymore, but I don't want to be in the city all the time. I am going to be in the city, be here for my family and stuff like that. But for myself, I'm going away to some farmland, and that's where I'll be spending a lot of my time, and I'll be traveling in not a trailer or a mobile home. It'll be it's called a camper. And I think campers, vans, is there a thing called a small RV where it's similar to an RV but not like a gigantic bus type of shape? Those are going to be a lot more popular because people are going to be I work from home, but my home is also mobile type of thing. Not even just working, just having a home that's mobile and not being stuck in one place. Because people being quarantined, that caused a lot of issues. That caused a lot of issues on a bunch of different scales that we will never be able to measure how much of an issue it caused for people to be isolated in their homes against their will. That type of thing. And being threatened fines, to get arrested, all this stuff. And it's that caused a lot of long-term issues for a lot of people, especially for the amount of time that it's been. So, we'll see. We'll see. But just to end on a light note, I know we're all good. The light workers, all the Christ followers. I do recognize myself as an Israelite. And so, comment also down below if you recognize yourself as an Israelite. I know a lot of people try to say that, either it's not a thing or, it's not us. And it's all the proof is there, but regardless, so I'm not finna trip over people who disagree. I just want to talk to the people who do agree. So go ahead, drop those down in the comments if you are that. Let me see what else. If you are on a positive spiritual walk and your vibration has been super, super high lately, go ahead, leave that in the comments too. The comment energy, just the word energy, or like one of the infinity emoji, or like that wispy emoji. I don't know what that's called, like the universe emoji, that one that's like intertwining with each other. It's two circles and they, they're doing that thing. Yeah. I'll probably put it in the title of the video or in the description so you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day and a prosperous rest of your life. I'll talk to you later, Rainicorns. Peace.